Right. So in the previous section we discussed about the audit planning. Here we are going to discuss about audit planning, but in case of a group, right? In simply when we are doing a group audit, what are the concerns, what are the things that we need to consider? That's one we're going to discuss under this audit of group. So when we're talking about the audit of group, we have to discuss, or we have to use the auditing standard called SLAUS 600, that is special consideration audit of group of the financial statement, including the work of the component auditors. So that's how it comes, but we'll see what does it mean. Right. So under this standard, basically the standard is focused on few objectives. Under this standard we can see one objective is to determine whether to act the auditor of the group financial statement, right? Say for an example, a particular firm, as we'll say an audit firm called X, can they work, can they perform, can they accept the audit to do a particular group? නේද අපි ගත්තොත් XYZ කියලා group එකක් ගත්තොත් ලොකු subsidiary companies උත් එක්ක තියෙන, whether a particular audit firm can do the audit, right? So that you want to determine, that's what it says, you want to determine whether to act the auditor of the group financial statements. එතකොට අපි මෙතනදී කියනවා එයාට group auditor කියලා, right? Second one, if acting as the auditor of the group financial statements, right? අපි හිතමුකෝ එහෙම මේ firm එක agree වුණා, right? Okay, we are going to do the group audit, right? To communicate clearly with component auditors about the scope, time and their work on the financial information related to the component and their findings. We'll learn about some new words are there, but for the time being you just can keep in mind, we want to communicate with other auditors of the other subsidiary companies, right? Other subsidiary companies about their willingness to do the group audit, right? And what extent they are going to do the audit procedures, etc. want to be communicate. And the other one is, remember we have learned this word before also, obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence about the financial information of the component, right? Of the component, look at these words, of the components and the consolidation process, right? So if one auditor is decide to be the group auditor, see that's what we discussed under the second objective. If one firm is decide to be the auditor, right, he should communicate clearly with the components auditors about the scope and the timing of their works, what they are going to do, right? And the other thing is they wanted to get sufficient and appropriate audit evidence about the financial information of the components and the consolidation process. We'll discuss about this little bit later, right? But for the time being, just keep in mind these are the major objective of the auditor when it comes to a group audit, right? So before that, we'll look at simply what does it mean by a group, right? In accounting terms, we know that, assume that the entity P, we'll see that is a parent company, right? Parent company, it has acquired 80% of the share capital of the company or entity A, right? In accounting terms, we call it what? A subsidiary, right? In accounting we call this as subsidiary, isn't it? We call it a subsidiary. But audit perspective, auditor's point of view, we call it not a subsidiary, we call it what? A component, right? A component. So remember, entity P have to prepare its financial statements, right? And entity A also should prepare the financial statement its own, right? Only for entity A they should prepare the financial statement. And look at this here, entity P has acquired 75% of the share capital of the entity B also. So entity P belongs to entities called entity A and entity B, or in accounting terms they have two subsidiaries, entity A and entity B. But in the audit perspective, we call it a component. So you can see entity P or the parent company has two subsidiaries or two components called A and B, right? So for these entire three entities, we call it as what? A group. We call it as a group. අපි එකට තමයි කියන්නේ group එකක් කියලා, right? Entity in the sense parent and all the subsidiaries were considered as the group. Now you know, when we preparing the financial statements, standard say, especially the LKS 27 standard says, that is for the separate financial statements, this standard says entity P or the parent company as an we'll say this is a company, as a company or as an entity, this company need to prepare financial statement their own. Entity A being an individual organization or a company, they should also prepare financial statement their own. Entity B being a separate company, they also prepared what? Financial statement their own. So all these three companies should prepare their own individual three financial statement for a particular financial year, right? Look at this. Since entity P acquires 80% in the sense you have the control of that company, right? Entity P has acquired 80% of the shares. Also entity P has acquired 75% of the shares of the entity B. Entity P can control both the entities. So consolidated financial statement come into or consider in this situation. Accordingly, this entity P should prepare consolidated financial statements. That means he should include his figures in the P&L and the balance sheet. Also, he should consider the figures in P&L and the balance sheet of entity A and entity B. All three companies together, they should prepare one single set of financial statement. We call it what? Consolidated financial statement, right? Or else in simply we call this is a group. Entity P need to prepare group accounts. He should prepare the group accounts. Now this standard, this talks about, now entity P's, I explained you earlier, entity P has to prepare his own single financial statement. Entity A, entity B, they are also required to prepare a consolidated financial statement. These three individual companies are required to prepare their own financial statement, and also they need to do an audit. That's what we have discussed so far, right? How we have to plan an audit of an individual financial statement. Now, as per accounting standards, right, especially from based on the accounting standard SLFRS 3 business combination and SLFRS 10 consolidated financial statement, entity P is required to prepare one set of financial statement including his results as well as entity A's results and the entity B's result. We call it consolidated financial statement, or else we call it group accounts. This standard covers how the group auditor, right, how the group auditor should perform the audit as the group auditor. That's why we are focusing under this standard, right? Okay. So when you look at this group structure, you can identify some sort of key terminologies used by the standard. One is group. Group in the sense all the components whose financial information is included in the group financial statements. A group always has more than one component. That is understand clearly, right? So in this case, P, A and B, three of them considered as a single group. Group audit. Group audit in the sense the audit of the group financial statement. So you need to, now this entity P prepare its own financial statement. That has to be audited by one audit firm. This entity A prepares all financial statement. They need to get audit done from an auditor. Entity B prepares financial statement and they get done the audit from the auditor. Sometime three entities, right, the auditor for these three entities may be three audit firms, right? Entity P's audit is doing by one firm, entity A's audit is doing by another firm, entity B's audit is doing by another firm. That may be happen, or else one may be done by a different auditor, parent and one subsidiary may be doing by the same auditor, or else three of those audits may be done by a single auditor, right? Whatever the thing can be happen. So we are focusing now, other than preparing individual financial statement, I told as per the Sri Lankan accounting standard, the parent company need to prepare a group financial statement by including the entity P's results as well as entity A and B results. By combining three of those information, we prepare a financial statement, we call it group financial statement. So we are now here focusing about this group audit and what does the audit of the group has to be done under this when he is doing the group audit, right? So we discussed about two definition, group and the group audit, the audit of the group of financial statements. A group audit in the sense audit of the entire group financial statement, right? The financial statement which I told prepared by parent A by including three of their them results, right? Three of those entities results, right? So component, what do you mean by a component? Component is an entity or a business activity for which group or component management prepare financial information that should be included in the group financial statement. Component in the sense, in this case, A is a component, entity B is a component. Simply remember, it's all we can term it simply like a subsidiary. Look at this. Next one, it says component auditor, right? Component auditor in the sense an auditor who, at the request of the group engagement team, perform work on financial information in relation to the component for the group, right? Sometime assume that for an example, this entity P or the parent company's auditor, company auditor is X, the firm X, right? Entity A's auditor is also firm X, but entity B's audit is doing by firm Y. In that case, firm Y is component auditor, because when group accounts are prepared by the parent company, he should get the assistance of this company component auditor called company Y, the audit firm Y, right? So audit firm X is requesting information from audit firm Y. So in that case, audit firm Y we call as the component auditor, right? Without looking at the next definition, I will be moving to the next part, because there is a separate place for us to discuss about this, right? In little later. So we can see the balance part, right? Okay. The group auditor should gain an understanding of the group as a whole and assess risk for the group as a whole and for individual significant component. I think in previous sections we discussed about the risk assessment. So the group auditor's responsibility is to overlook the entire group, and he should consider the total group when he considering the risk assessment, or when he doing the risk assessment. He want to look at, I'm not going to do only the company audit, I'm going to do the group audit also. In that case, what are the things that I need to consider as the group auditors? Basically comes under this risk assessment. The group auditor has to ensure that auditors are professionally qualified, meet quality control and ethical requirement, and will allow the group auditors to access working papers or component themselves, right? So auditor should know, the group auditor should know when subsidiary company audit is done by another auditor. The group auditor should know whether that other auditor or the component auditor has sufficient competencies. එයාට මේක කරන්න පුළුවන් competency එක තියනවාද? Now say for an example, there may be very small companies, right? There may be small companies or so small audit firms with one audit partner. Sometimes they run the business, right? In that case, they can't do an audit for a bank or a finance company. So you should ensure whether they have ability to do this audit or not, right? Single person can't do a bank audit. At least there should be 2 to 3 audit partners in the audit firms. One is the engagement partner, the other one is a quality control partner. When one person is running the business or running an audit firm, anyway there can't be an additional partner, right? So that sort of companies cannot perform any audit in a bank or a finance company. So as the group auditor, you want to look at whether the subsidiary or the component auditor has enough capabilities to do that, whether he's a qualified person, whether he has particular or adequate experience which is required, right? Everything has to be checked by the auditor, right? Okay, so we'll look at one by one about these aspects, right? First, we are looking to a subtopic called the responsibilities. Who has the responsibility in terms of the group audit, right? Remember, now in the case of the previous diagram, we saw the parent company, the entity P was the parent company, and he has another 2 components called A and B. So altogether, parent company has to prepare group financial statement. So when the audit of the same entity is doing by the group auditor has responsibility about the entire 3 audits. 3 audits in the sense, not the individual audits, because by amalgamating or by adding all those 3 financial information, he has to prepare, or we'll say the entity P has to prepare the group financial statement. That has to be audited by whom? The group auditor. So in that case, group auditor has the responsibility in relation to the group audit, right? Look at this. The group engagement manager partner is responsible for the direction, supervision and performance of the group audit engagement in compliance with the professional standards and applicable legal and the regulatory requirement, and whether the auditor's report that is issued appropriate in the circumstances. So remember, the important part is to whom the responsibility have. The group engagement partner is responsible for this group audit. So you can see some other wordings also there for what he responsible to direct, right? Supervise performance of the group audit. He is the one who's responsible. He want to check whether this audit is, he is responsible to check whether this audit is done according to the required professional standard, applicable legal regulatory requirement, right? That has to be checked by whom? By the group auditor. Group financial statement may include amounts derived from financial statement which have not been audited by group auditors, right? Sometime, as we took in the earlier example, company B is audited by audit firm Y, not by the audit firm X itself, right? In that case, right, when these component auditors are audited by the other other component auditors, right, but by a different firm altogether, right? So ultimately the responsibility is going to whom? To the group auditor, right? So what he should do in the group audit opinion, right? Because you know, if you look at, right, you can do this. Most of the PLC organizations, right, say banks, very reputed banks in Sri Lanka, reputed finance companies in Sri Lanka, they are not single company, they are groups, right? If you look at the audit report, you can see there are 2 opinions in the audit report. 2 opinion in the sense, in the same opinion, one opinion is given to the company and one opinion is given to the entire group, right? In our example, we had company P, company A and company B, right? In the consolidated financial statement, which means P, A and B, all together we prepare one set of financial statement called the consolidated financial statement. So the auditor of the company P, that is parent company auditor, should give his audit opinion, opinion for the company P's financial statement, right? That is individual financial statement, and he should give group audit opinion also in the same audit opinion. That you can see, just download one annual report and see, you can easily look at that, that is given in the particular audit opinion, right? So for that, the group auditor is the one who get the responsibility, right? Look at this. The group auditor takes sole responsibility for the group audit opinion. Hence, the auditor's report on the group financial statement shall not refer to a component auditor. Therefore, normally අපි audit report එක අරගෙන බැලුවොත් ඒ audit report එකේ group auditor කියන්නේ නැහැ මේ audit එක කරේ මේ auditor මේ audit එක කරේ මේ auditor කියලා එයා වෙනම specify කරන්නේ නැහැ, because he has to take the responsibility when he is expressing his audit opinion in the group financial statement, right? Okay. If a reference to the component auditor is required by local laws or a regulation, right? The report shall include that this reference does not diminish the group auditor's responsibility for the group audit opinion. In rare cases, if any law is required, no, you have to mention the name of the component auditor. You may have to record the name or mention the name, but still the responsibility is lie on the group auditor. Just keep that in mind, right? Okay. If the opinion on a component is a qualified, නේද? අපි හිතමුකෝ subsidiary company එකක් තියෙනවා. subsidiary company එක දැන් simply අපි හිතමුකෝ අපේ example එක ගත්තේ parent company එක තිබුණා, X company A company එක තිබුණා, B company එක තිබුණා. අපි හිතමු company B කියන එක්කෙනා ශ්‍රී ලංකා accounting standard වලට තමයි හැබැයි accounts හදන්නේ. හරිද? හැබැයි company B depreciation කරලා නැහැ. ඒතර දැන් බලන්නකො company එකක් ශ්‍රී ලංකා accounting standards වලට හදද්දි depreciation කරලා නැත්නම් එතනින්ම එයා මොනවද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? standard වලට හදලා නැහැ. PP වල depreciation කරලා නැතුව තමයි හදලා තියෙන්නේ, which is wrong no. In that case, B company auditor එයාගේ audit report එකේ ලියනවා මෙයා අනිත් ඔක්කොම හරියට කරලා තියෙනවා, හැබැයි මෙයා financial statement වලදී depreciation කරලා නැහැ කියලා. ඒකට එයා වෙනම point එකක් දානවා එයාගේ opinion එක. අපි ඒකට කියනවා qualified opinion. That is a modification for the audit opinion. Normal audit opinion එකක් දෙනවා නම් අපි මොනවා කියලාද audit opinion එකේ දෙන්නේ? True and fair view. මේ company එකේ ඔක්කොම හරියට හදලා තියෙනවා කියලා. හැබැයි එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොනවා වෙනකොටද? අර වගේ qualification එකක් තියෙනකොට. ඒකට අපි කියනවා මෙන්න මේ වගේ issue එකක් තියෙනවා. depreciation කරලා නැහැ. අන්න දැන් ඔක කියන්නේ කවුද? අපේ example එකේ විදිහට ගත්තොත් entity B එක කියනවා මගේ company එක නැත්තම් B company එකේ audit එකේදී ඔක්කොම හොඳට හදලා හැබැයි depreciation කරලා නැහැ. දැන් මොකද කරන්න ඕනි? group company එකේ ඉන්නවනේ group auditor. දැන් group auditor වෙනයිනේ. group auditor මොකද කරන්නේ? එයාගේ financial statement එකේට අදාළ නැත්තම් consolidated financial statement එකට අදාළව එයා දෙනකොට audit opinion එක එයාට අර fact එක consider කරන්න වෙනවා. මොන fact එකද? depreciation කරලා නැතුව තිබ්බ subsidiary company එක නැත්නම් component එකේ ඒ modify කරපු audit opinion එක මෙයාටත් consider කරන්න වෙනවා. හැබැයි that will be depend, right? Depend if it is material to the group's point of view. නේද? පොඩි දානක් නම් අපි හිතමුකෝ group company එකේ figures යන්නේ billions වලින්. අරක 10,000 තමයි depreciation impact එක වෙන්නේ. අන්න ඒ වගේ material නැත්තම් මේක අතහැරලා දාන්න පුළුවන්, but if it is material, he has to be considered. Okay? Now, look at this. Example is given, right? A is the group auditor of the X group. X කියන group එකේ auditor කවුද? A. එයා තමයි group auditor. At the planning stage of the audit, group materiality is determined to be 37.5. මේ group එකටම වෙනම materiality level එකකුත් හදනවා. අපි කතා කරලා තියෙන materiality level එක organization එක නේද? financial statement as a whole. Then we have discussed about the performance materiality. අන්න ඒ වගේ අපි materiality level එක හදනවානේ. group එකේ audit එක කරද්දි group එකටත් හදනවා මොකද්ද? materiality level එකක්. So the group materiality level is 37.5 million. ඒ කියන්නේ group එකට material figure එකක් වෙන්නේ කීයද? 37.5 million. Right? X is the parent company of the group, right? And has a subsidiary called Y. දැන් මෙතන X group එකනේ. X group ඒ කියන්නේ parent ගේ නමත් X. එයාට subsidiary එකක් තියෙනවා Y කියලා. The group auditor consider Y to be a significant component for the purpose of the group audit. Significant component. We'll discuss about this significant component. හැබැයි අපි මෙතනදී මතක තියාගන්න significant component එකක් කියන්නේ එයාව significant මේ group එකට ලොකු contribution එකක් කරන කෙනෙක් තමයි company Y. Y is audited by the component auditor. මේ Y එක audit කරන්නේ component auditor කෙනෙක්. ඒ කියන්නේ වෙන audit firm එකකින්. The component auditor's report on Y is qualified as a result of a material misstatement. අන්න එයා qualification එකක්. එයාගේ opinion එකේ කියලා තියෙනවා. මෙයාගේ material misstatement එකක් තියෙනවා. අපි හිතමුකෝ depreciation කරලා නැහැ. depreciation කරපු amount එන්න amount එක කොච්චරද? අපි හිතමු 18 million කියලා depreciation. එන 18 million එක දැම්මොත් 18 million මෙයා account කරන්න ඕනි Y කියන company එකේ. හැබැයි එයා කරලා නැහැ. Right, when you look at now, when you look at the X group point of view, is it a material figure? Is it a material figure? No. Right? The group audit report is not modified as the amount of the misstatement is not material to the group. Material name, significant component, we'll discuss about that later. But still, it is not material to the group point of view. In that case, group එකට පුළුවන් මොනවා කරන්නද? Group එකට පුළුවන් අපිට issue කරන්න clean opinion එකක්, true and fair view කියලා. Because in the group's point of view, it is not material. These are questionable areas in your exams. Just keep that in mind, right? That is in the terms of the audit opinion, right? Next one, we'll look at parent company financial statement. Now, parent company financial statement. What we should consider as the auditor, right? Balance contained within only the parent company financial statement, but not the group accounts, will also have any effect on the group financial statement. For an example, the parent statement of financial position will include the investment in subsidiary as non-current asset. The parent's statement of comprehensive income will include dividend receipt from the subsidiaries. Right now, when we discussed about this, the group's perspective, right? Group's perspective. Right? Because if you look at the individual financial statement of the parent company has in its financial statement the money that he invested in the subsidiary companies. In our example, we have the parent company called P and subsidiary companies may call A and B. So if you look at the, if you remember the example, you can remember that particular diagram. If you can remember, you can see the parent company has acquired 80% share capital of company A and 75% share capital in company B. How they should acquire? This company need to pay cash. එයා cash ගෙවද්දි මොකද වෙන්නේ? එයාගේ cash book එක credit වෙලා මේක investment එකක් හින්දා investment in subsidiary කියන account එකට debit කරනවා. So, no, you have that balance in the balance sheet of the parent company as an investment what you made. Also, these now for these shares, subsidiary company, right? Subsidiary company pay dividend. When they pay the dividend, the entity P receive that dividend. So they record that income as income in the individual financial statement. That's what this paragraph says, right? Okay. So as the group auditor, he should concern about those factors as well, which is represented in the individual financial statements, right? Other than that, it is very important to tell in the group auditing, right, in practical terms, look at this, this is very important. In practical terms, in order to achieve the group audit objectives, the auditor needs to obtain evidence in relation to, right, he should get the evidence in relation to what? Individual components of the group as well as the consolidation process, right? These are very important two words which is included in the standard, right? One thing is that as the group auditor, you should know about your individual components as well as you should know about the consolidation process, right? We'll learn about those things, right? Okay. The next we look at acceptance and the continuance. Acceptance. Are we accepting to do the audit of a group? right? Can you remember in the previous sections we have discussed about engagement letters, how to accept a client, right? That those kind of things we discussed. So here also it is simplified, accepting to work as the group auditor, right? The standard says, right, SLA US 600 places special emphasis on the need for the group auditor to determine whether or not to accept the appointment. This is particularly important because it is possible for it to be straightforward, right? It is possible to be for it to be straightforward to audit the parent company, but impossible to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence about the rest of the group. නේද? පණ්ඩිතයා වගේ නේද audit fee එකක් හම්බ වෙනවා කියලා එකපාරට මම audit එක ගන්න පුළුවන් subsidiary company ඔක්කොම group audit විදියට කරන්නම් කියලා. But I should be careful about whether I can perform the group audit well. ඒ කියන්නේ පණ්ඩිතයා වගේ බාරගත් එක විතරක් බාරගත්තට නෙමෙයි මට පුළුවන්ද component වලින් sufficient appropriate audit evidence අරගෙන group audit opinion එක හරියට දෙන්න. අන්න එහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් තමයි ඔයා මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේද? accept කරන්න ඕනේ audit එක. If the group engagement partner concludes that it will not be possible to obtain the sufficient and appropriate audit evidence of the group, and that this is seriously enough to result in a disclaimer of opinion. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද දන්නවද වෙන්නේ? දැන් group audit එක බාර ගන්නකොටම group audit දන්නවනම් ආපෝ මේ audit එක කරන්න මට information ගන්න විදියක් නෑ subsidiary companies වල audit වලට අදාළව කියලා මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? අපි group opinion එක disclaim කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ in our audit opinion we provide a disclaimer of opinion. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මතයක් ප්‍රකාශ කරන්නේ කොහොමද එහෙම වුණොත් එහෙම financial statement බලන user අරගෙන බලන audit report කියලා කියන we have disclaim. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ financial statement එකට අපි මතයක් ප්‍රකාශ කරන්නේ එච්චරකටම මේක හරි නෑ කියන එක තමයි disclaimer of opinion එකක් දෙන්න තියෙන්නේ. ඒකින්ද auditor ට හරියට audit එක කරන්න බැරි නම් subsidiary companies or the component auditors ලගෙන් හරියට information අරගෙන sufficient appropriate audit evidence ගන්න බැරි නම් අපි ඒකට කියනවා මොනවද? You can't get sufficient appropriate audit evidence, then obviously it will be what? A disclaimer of opinion. Disclaimer of opinion කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ හරියට නිකන් audit එකක් කරේ නෑ වගේ. ඒ ඉතින් වැඩක් නෑනේ financial statements audit කරලා හරි figures නෙමෙයිනේ අපි මෙතන confirm කරන්නේ. නේද? අන්න ඒ වගේ වෙලාවකදී ඉතින් ඒ වගේ disclaimer of opinion එකක් දීලා වැඩක් වේද client? නෑ. ඒක කියන්නේ දැන් client ගේ ඇත්තටම issues තියෙනවා නම් disclaimer of opinion එකක් දුන්නාට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. මෙතනදී කරන්නේ කවුද? auditor කියනවා පඬිතුකමට මම audit එක කරලා දෙන්නම් කියලා බාර ගන්නවා. But I have no ways to find sufficient appropriate audit evidence. එහෙම කියලා මම disclaimer of opinion එකක් දෙනවා. එතකොට client උත් පව්. නේද? අන්න ඒ හින්දා standard carefully ask from the auditor if you have enough or if you can collect sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, just accept. Otherwise, don't accept this audit. Right? That's what the acceptance part says. Right? Okay. Now we have discussed about this topic, that is obtaining an understanding of the entity, right? In 315 standard previously, right? Likewise, you should get as the group auditor. Wow, the auditor එක බාර ගත්තා නම් දැන් ඉස්සෙල්ලා section එකේ අපිට කිව්වේ ඔයාලට sufficient appropriate audit evidence ගන්න බැරි නම් accept කරන්න එපා කියලානේ, right? ඔයා audit එක accept කරොත් what next you want to do? Next you want to obtain an understanding of the group and its component and their environment. දැන් ඔයා මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? දැන් අපි හිතමුකෝ අපේ group එකේ හිටියේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා entity P, entity A and entity B. අපි හිතමුකෝ entity P parent company එක තියෙනවා. entity A එක තියෙන hotel එකක්, entity B එක finance company එකක්. ඔය තුනම එකතු කරලා console හදන්න වෙනවා. එතකොට බලන්නකෝ auditor මොනවද දැනගන්න ඕනේ? finance company එකක් ගත්තොත් එහෙම finance company එකට යාට තියෙන regulations මොනවද? එයාට තියෙන වෙනම laws මොනවද? hotels වලට අදාළව වෙනම තියෙන rules මොනවද? නේද? දැන් especially when it comes to finance company, central bank have lots of rules. As the group auditor, he should ensure, right, I have the ability to get the sufficient and the appropriate audit evidence. ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා ensure. ඒකනේ පඬිතුකන්ට බාරගත්තේ, right? ගත්තනම් now you should analyze. You should know about your entity, all the subsidiaries, components. You should ensure about that, right? Okay. So we'll see possible how you can get those information, possible the sources of information. Information provided by the group management නේද? දැන් group company එක ගත්තොත් ඒ කියන්නේ group accountant කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා, group management ඉන්නවා, නැත්නම් අපි ගත්ත group GM කෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. So you can get the information from those parties. Next one, communication with the group management, right? Information provided by the group management and communicate. You can do the communication, you can go for meetings with them, right? Then communication with the previous group engagement teams, component managers or the component auditors, right? If there is any previous team, sometime maybe නේද ඔයාගේම firm එක ඇතුළෙම සමහරලාට සමහර firms තියෙනවා එක group එකක audit කරන්න අවුරුදු 5යි. අවුරුදු 5ක audit එක කරාම මේ group එකකින් වෙන group එකකට මාරු වෙනවා. audit firm එකකින් firm එකට මාරු වෙන වෙලාවලුත් තියෙනවා. සමහර ඒවා තියෙනවා firm එක ඇතුලේ එක එක engagement partners ලා අතරට මේක group එකකින් group එකට මාරු වෙනවා. In that case, you can consult your previous engagement team, their engagement partner about the nature of this entity. From that they can get the information. So what sort of information that they wanted to get? They want to get the information about the group structure. කොහොමද මේ group structure එක හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ? Components business activities including industry and the regulatory, economic and the political environmental in which those activities take place, right? ඔයා බලන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද මේක finance company එකද මොනවට එයාට adopt in the laws and regulation, right? එයාට තියෙන reporting requirements මොනවද, right? Those you have to use. The use of the service organization. අපි හිතමුකෝ අපි ගත්ත hotel එකක් ගත්තොත් ඒ hotel එක payroll එක outsource කරලා අන්න ඒ වගේ service එකක් ඒගොල්ලෝ service organizations වල help ගන්නවද ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ accounting හදන්නේ අපි හිතමුකෝ අපි B කියලා කියන්නේ අපි අර ඉස්සෙල්ලා example එක ගත්තේ company A කියලා කියන්නේ hotel එකක් කියලා. ඒ hotel එකේ accounts හදන්නේ වෙන firm එකක් නම් ඒ service organization එකට දීලා තියෙනවා නම් that you want to consider, right? And the description of the group wide controls in the sense, now especially when they preparing financial statement, how they do group wide controls කියලා ගත්තොත් අපි ගත්තොත් සමහරලාට සමහර systems තියෙනවා organization වල they have ERP system, entity resource planning systems. ඒ කියන්නේ මුළු group accounts ඔක්කොම හැදෙන්නේ system එකකින්. අන්න ඒ වගේ වෙනවා නම් they have a good control. So you want to identify that sort of a group wide entity, the group wide controls available, right? Then complexity of the consolidation process. සමහර තියෙන සමහර group structures ගත්තොත් they are so complicated. අපි ඒවා සමහර ඒවාට කියන conglomerates කියලා. Unrelated diversifications තියෙන්නේ නේද? ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට ගත්තොත් ලංකාවේ John Keells, Aitken Spence ඒ වගේ ගත්තොත් ඒවා conglomerates නේද? conglomerates කියලා කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ unrelated diversify වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ industry එකේ finance තියෙනවා, ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ industry එකේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ group එක ඇතුලේ health care තියෙනවා. Customers අපි ගත්තොත් FMCGs තියෙන fast moving customer goods තියෙන්නේ නේ අපි ඔය use කරන Unilevers වගේ තියෙන groups ගත්තොත් එහෙම නේද අන්න ඒ වගේ combinations තියෙනවා නම් අන්න ඒ වගේ අපි බලන consolidation දැන් අපිට පුළුවන් ABC කියලා company තුනක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒ වගේ financial statements ටික එකතු කරලා හදන එක it's very simple, but imagine a group like the John Keells නේද ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ subsidiaries ගොඩක් තියෙනවා ඒවා එකතු කරලා console හදනවා කියන්නේ it's a huge process. So those factors need to be aware by the auditor නේ auditor නිකන් right මට ලොකු audit එකක් ආවා කියලා බදා ගන්න කලින් එයා බලන්න ඕනේ whether he can get those information, right? So these are the information that the group audit should concern. Whether component auditor that are not from the group engagement partners, firm will perform work on the financial information of any of the components, right? අපි හිතමු component auditor group auditor දෙන්නෙක් නම් what are the how you can get the perform the work relating to the group audit, that has to be considered, right? Whether the group engagement team will have unrestricted access to those charged with the governance of the group, those charged with the governance of the component management, component information and the component auditors නේද? දැන් ඒව බලන්නත් එපේ. අපිට group එකේ ඉන්න those charged with the governance එක කියන්නේ අපි ගත්තොත් අපේ audit එකක් කරනවා නම් අපි audit එක කරන්න ගත්ත group එකේ ඉන්න component auditor ගේ information ගන්න විදිහක් නැත්නම් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ management එකත් එක්ක අපිට කතා කරන්න විදිහක් නැත්නම් කොහොමද අපි communicate කරන්නේ නැත්නම් component audit එකත් එක්ක කොහොමද අපි communicate කරන්නේ those factors need to be concerned understand by the group auditor. So just keep in mind, right, this may be sometime examinable question, sometime they will ask what are the matters that the group auditor have to be considered when doing the group audit, right? So these points you can write down in simply, right? Okay. And also we have discussed about the planning and the risk assessment part separately. Now here under the group also we are going to discuss about the same, right? The planning and the risk assessment process will need to take into account the fact that all elements of the group financial statement are not audited by the group auditors directly. The group auditor will not be able to simply rely on the conclusions of the component auditor. So SLA US 2600 requires group auditor to evaluate the reliability of the component auditor and the work performed. This will determine the extent of the further audit procedure. So when you do your planning and the risk assessment part, අපි ගියසරි sections වලදී කතා කරේ risk assessment එකක් කරද්දී වාගේ entire group එකටම නේද? risk assessment එක කරනකොට group එකේ risk එක components නැත්නම් individual company එකේ risk එකක් analyze කරා වගේම මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? You want to analyze the group point of view the risk as well. group එකේ risk එකත් ඔයා analyze කරන්න ඕනේ components risk. ඒ කියන්නේ කොයි විදිහටද මේ audit එක කරද්දි component එකක තියෙන figure එකක් අපි දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් අපි ගාව තියෙන ඉස්සෙල්ලා example එකේ ගත්තේ P has acquired company A. company A එකේ balance sheet එකේ property plant and equipment කියන එක අපි කොහොමද හරියට audit කරගන්නේ? අන්න ඒක කොහොමද අපි කරන්නේ? risk එක අඩු කරගන්නේ කොහොමද? how we can reduce the audit risk. අන්න එක කරන්න කොහොමද අපි අපේ risk planning කරන්න ඕනේ, right? That has to be a concern of the group auditor. He has to consider about the risk assessment, right, when he's doing the planning for its group audit. And earlier we discussed about this the terminology. අර එක example එකක් කරද්දී අපි මේක ඉගෙන ගත්තා මතකද ඔයාලට කිව්වා significant component එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ, right? significant component ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපි කතා කරා දැන් ඉස්සෙල්ලා example එකක් ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඒ example එකේ ගත්තේ අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලා example එකේ අපි ගත්තේ parent company and company A and company B. We had the parent and A and the B. Those are components we had. එතකොට A B කියන two components දෙක ගත්තොත් එහෙම අපි ඒ components දෙකේ audit එක කරද්දී ඒ component දෙන්නට අපි component එක කියලා. But out of those components, the auditor should recognize a particular component as a significant component. කවුද මේ significant component එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ? significant and other components. ඒ කියන්නේ component එකක් ගත්තොත් නැත්නම් subsidiary එකක් ගත්තොත් සමහර subsidiaries significant. සමහර subsidiaries are not significant. So we call it the other component. So what is a significant component? Look at this. The definition given in the standard. Significant component is a component identified by the group engagement team. Who identify this? Group engagement. ඒ කියන්නේ group audit එක කරන කෙනා තමයි identify කරන්නේ. That is of individual significance to the group. මෙයා අර group එකේ හරි significant කෙනෙක්. උදාහරණයකට අපි මේ හිතන්නකෝ අපේ example එක ඉස්සෙල්ලා අපි ගත්තේ. company P එක parent හිටියා, A හිටියා, B හිටියා. අපි හිතමු ඕක ඇතුලේ B කියන්නේ finance bank එකක්. bank එකක් කියලා ගත්තොත් bank එක කියන්නේ risk එක ලොකු client කෙනෙක් නේද? ඊයේ අගේ reporting requirements වැඩි. අනිත් එක යාට public interest එක තියෙනවා. මිනිස්සුන්ගේ සල්ලි එතන තියෙන්නේ. risk එක වැඩි. company එක ගත්තොත් අපි හිතමුකෝ group එකේ total asset තියෙනවා 100 billion. assume group එකක් අපේ group parent company එකේ total parent company එකයි subsidiary ඔක්කොම එකතු කරාට පස්සේ total asset එක එනවා. asset එක balance sheet එකේ asset side එක එකතු කරලා බැලුවොත් total එනවා 100 billions කියලා. bank එක තියෙනවා 100 million කියලා. නිකම්ම හිතන්න simply 100 million එයාගේ total assets. අන්න ඒ වගේ වෙලාවකදී මේක material නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But bank is a significant component. Why we call it a significant? bank එකක් නේ. එයාගේ reporting වැඩි. අන්න ඒ වගේ වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Material and significance is two different things, right? So group auditor need to be determined whether this is the significant component. right? The component identified by the group engagement team that is individual significant to the group අර මං කිව්වා වගේ බැංක් එකක් වගේ, or else that due to specific nature or circumstances is likely to be include a significant risk of material misstatement on the financial statement. සමහර entity තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. එයාගේ likelihood එක එයා මොන වගේද නිකන් එයා කොහොමත් එයා අපේ group එකට risk of material misstatement එක වැඩි, ROMM එක වැඩි. සමහරවිට අපි මේම හිතමුකෝ ABC B කියන කම්පැනි එක ගත්තොත් එහෙම හොටෙල් එකක් internal control so poor, හොරකම් ගොඩාක් වෙලා ඒක ඉන්නේ මැනේජ්මන්ට් එක ලොකු හොරකම් ගොඩකට අහුවෙච්ච මැනේජ්මන්ට් එකක්. අන්න එහෙමනම් ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් ස්ටේට්මන්ට් හදද්දිත් ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් ස්ටේට්මන්ට් වල risk of material misstatement තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. අන්න ඒ වගේ එකක් ආයිත් අපි කන්සිඩර් කරගන්නවා මොනවා විදියටද? significant component එකක් විදියට. Understood? Likewise, the group auditor need to determine some components as significant, some components as not significant. Right? Look at this. If you look, then මේ standard එක හරියටම අරගෙන බැලුවොත් මේ standard එකේ තියෙනවා paragraph 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 කියලා paragraph ටික තියෙනවනේ standard එකේ. paragraph එක කියවගෙන යනකොට අපි හිතමු ටිකක් simply අපි හිතමුකෝ අපි 8 paragraph එක කියවද්දී ආ කියනවා further details about this is given in A5 to A6 කියලා ආයි තවත් supplementary paragraph වගේක් තියෙනවා. ඒ standard එකේ යට තියෙනවා describe කරලා තියෙනවා ටිකක් little in detail. අන්න ඒ වගේ මේ SLA US 600 A5 කියන paragraph එක ඔයාලට බලන්න පුළුවන් මේ standard එක කරගෙන stated that significant component can be identified using a benchmark. අපි පොඩි benchmark එකක් දානවා. ඔයාලට මතකද අපි කතා කරපු materiality level කියන standard එක. materiality level එක determine කරන standard එකේදී අපි ගත්තා සමහර benchmarks. benchmark කියලා කිව්වේ materiality level එක calculate කරද්දී benchmark විදියට අපි ගන්නවා කියව මොනවද? revenue එක, profit before tax එක, company එකේ තියෙන assets ටික. ඒවනේ අපි benchmarks විදියට ගත්තා. ඒත් එක මතකද ඔයාලට කතා කරා 5 to 10% ගන්න revenue එකෙන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් asset එකකින් 1 to 2% ගන්න. එහෙම කියලා අපි පොඩි benchmarks use කරා. benchmark එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ පුතා industry norms. සාමාන්‍ය industry එකේ හැමෝම use කරන පොදු සම්මතයක් benchmark එකක් කියන්නේ. Right? So this A5 standard says you can create some, you can decide by using particular the benchmark. By using the benchmark, you can decide whether this component is a significant component or this component is not a significant component. Right? So here the standard says you can take these benchmarks, component assets. සමහරවිට component එකේ asset එක benchmark එකක් විදිහට ගන්න පුළුවන්. එයාගේ liabilities you can consider as a benchmark. Cash flows, profit, turnover. Right? Whichever the most appropriate benchmark. සමහර හොට් දැන් අපි උදාහරණයක් විදිහට අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම දැන් simply හිතන්නකෝ මම කිව්වේ දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම condominium properties තියෙන තැන් තියෙන්නේ condominium properties කියලා කියන්නේ අපි ගත්තොත් කැන්ඩි වල KCC buildings දීලා තියෙන්නේ නේද? කොළඹ වල ගත්තොත් එහෙම World Trade Center building එක තියෙන්නේ. අන්න ඒව මොනවද? ඒවා තියෙන්නේ rent purpose දෙන ඒවා. අන්න ඒ වගේ දෙන company එකකට ගොඩක් හොඳ benchmark එකක් assets. Why? They have their investment properties. එයාලට තියෙන ලොකුම දේ තමයි යාගේ investment property එක. So අන්න ඒ වගේ company එකක asset එක benchmark එකක් විදිහට use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So it says if whatever the benchmark, assume අපි ගත්ත කියන්නකෝ අපි දැන් ඔන්න අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම අපේ example එක ගත්තනේ අපි අර උඩින්ම ගත්ත example එක තියෙන්නේ. අන්නේ example එකකින් ගත්තොත් අපි හිතමු මෙන්න මේ විදිහට කියලා. මේ example එකේ අපි ගත්ත entity P එක තියෙනවා. මේ entity P එක අපි හිතමු මේ තුන් දෙනාටම හොඳ benchmark එකක් තමයි assets. අපි දැන් මේ entity parent company එක ගත්තොත් මේ parent company එකේ අපි හිතමුකෝ total asset තියෙන්නේ 100 million. 100 million. හරිද? මෙයාගේ තියෙන total asset එක ගත්තොත් එහෙම එතන තියෙන්නේ 50 million. මෙයාගේ තියෙන්නේ 10 million. total assets අපි ගත්තා කියන්නකෝ. මෙතන තියෙනවා 100 million. මෙයාගේ තියෙනවා 50 million. මෙයාගේ තියෙනවා 10 million. එතකොට මෙයාගේ තුන් දෙනාගේම එකතු කරලා ගත්තොත් group එකේ assets කොච්චරක් තියෙනවද? 100 මෙයාගේ 50 150 මෙයාගේ එකයිත් එක 160 million. 160 million එකෙන් අපි ගමු අපි ඔකින් ගමුකෝ 10% කියන්නේ කොච්චරද? 160 එකෙන් 10% කියන්නේ 16 million. 160 million එකෙන් 10% කියන්නේ 16 million. අන්න එහෙනම් අපි decide කරනවා මේ group එකට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් group assets වලින් 16% වලට වඩා වැඩිපුර තියෙන ඒවා significant components කියලා. දැන් උදාහරණයක් ඒතර මෙයාගේ අපි කොච්චරක් කිව්වද assets? මෙයාගේ අපි කිව්වා මෙයාගේ තිබ්බ 100 million. මෙයාගේ තිබ්බේ 50 million. මෙයාගේ තියෙන්නේ 10 million. එහෙනම් අපේ benchmark එක ආවේ කොච්චරද? 16 million. එහෙනම් මෙයා significant component එකක්. ඇයි ඒ? මෙයාගේ assets තියෙනවා කොච්චරද? 50 million. අපේ 16 million ගත්ත benchmark එකට වඩා වැඩි. So this is a significant component. Entity B එක එයාට තියෙන 10 million. අපේ benchmark එකට වඩා අඩුයි. It's other component. අන්න ඒ වගේ standard එක කියනවා. ඔයාට ඒ වගේ benchmark එකක් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. benchmark එකක් විදියට use කරලා standard එක කියනවා. You can use that as a benchmark. So look at this. If the particular benchmark exceeds 15%, ඉස්සර අපේ example එක අපි ගත්තේ නිකන් 10% කියලා. But if it is exceeding 15%, you can consider that as a significant component, whatever the benchmark that you used. අන්න ඒ වගේ group auditor decide කරන්නලු සමහර ඒවා significant component එකක් කියලා. right? ඊට පස්සේ හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. ඇයි අපි මේම significant component එකක් use කරන්නේ? This is very important. This is a good technical point that you want to keep in mind. Look at this. If a component is financially significant to the group financial statement, ඒක group financial statement එකට significant වුණොත් අපේ example එක විදිහට ගත්තොත් entity A is a significant component, then group engagement team or component auditor will perform full audit based on the component materials level. අන්න එහෙමනම් මොනවද කරලා තියෙනවද? අනිවාර්යෙන් ඒ වගේ significant component එකක් audit එකක්ම කරලා තියෙනවනේ, full audit එකක්. ඇයි එහෙම කියන්නේ? ඔයාලා දන්නවද සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සමහර වෙලාවල් වලදී අපි ඔඩිට්ම කරන්නේ සමහර වෙලාවල් වලදී අපි කරන ඒවා තමයි රිවිව් කරනවා කියලාත් කියනවා. රිවිව්ස් කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට analytical review inquiries and analytical procedures විතරයි කරන්නේ. කියන්නේ දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් අපි අපේ ගත්ත example එක තියෙන්නේ parent company එකයි P A and B කියලානේ අපේ entity තිබ්බේ. අපි හිතමුකෝ entity B එක තියෙන්නේ. ඒ entity B එක චූටි company එකනේ 10 million නේ තිබ්බේ. ඒ company එකට audit එකක් කරන්නේ. audit එකක් කරන්නේ නැතුව යාට පොඩි review එකක් කරනවා. audit එක ගන්නවා වගේ නෙමෙයි, review එකකදී අපි දෙන opinion එක අපි ඒවට කියන්නේ මොනවද? It's not an අපි ඒවට කියන limited assurance එකක් දෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේ audit opinion එකක් අරගෙන කියුව දැන් අපි full audit opinion එකක් අරගෙන කිව්වොත් එයා opinion එක දෙන්නේ මොනවද කියලාද? Financial statement has prepared give a true and fair view කියලා කියන්නේ. හැබැයි අර වගේ audit report ඒවට කියන්නේ audit report එකක් දෙනවා. audit report දෙන්නේ නැති තැන්වලදී කොහොමද දෙන්නේ? Nothing has come to our attention to believe that the financial statement has material misstatement. අපිට මුකුත් අහුුන්නේ මෙහෙම check කරලා. අපි හිතන්නේ මෙහෙම වෙන්නේ නැතුව ඇති කියලා. අන්න ඒතර අර full audit එකකට වඩා ඒ දෙන audit opinion එකේ එච්චර powerful ගතියක් නෑ. හරිද? අන්න ඒ වගේ වෙලාවකදී ඒ වගේ component audit එකක සමහර වෙලාවට review කරලා කරපුවගෙනුත් console හදන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න group audit එක decide කරොත් a particular component as a significant component, they have to do an audit of the financial statement. Audit එකක් කරපු එකක්ම තමයි ඔයා consider කරන්න ඕනේ. The group auditor should be involved in assessment of the risk in relation to the significant component. If the component is otherwise significant due to its nature and the circumstances, the group audit will require one of the following things, right? If the component is otherwise significant due to its nature, right? What the auditor should do, a full audit using component materiality, right? Meaning making one of the minimum own දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. other component එකක් ආවොත් ඒ කියන්නේ significant component එකක් ආවේ නැත්නම් safe side මොනවා කරනවද? full audit එකක්ම කරනවා. That is the one point, right? Require one of the following. They want to do one of the following, right? If it is what? If component is otherwise significant, either they can do what? A full audit using the component materiality, or else audit of specified account balances relating to the identify significant risk. ඒ කියන්නේ සමහර වෙලාවට මේ අපි subsidiary company එක ගත්තොත් ඒ component එක significant කියලා recognize කරන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි ආ බලනකොට යාගේ සමහර areas තියෙන පොඩ සැක තියෙන. අන්න ඒ ටික විතරක් අපි audit කරනවා. we have separate standard for that, right? We do account for the specified account balances. Inventory එක විතරක් check කරලා ගන්නවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් account receivable නැත්නම් trade receivable debtors ලා විතරක් check කරලා බලනවා. bank loans කියන එක විතරක් check කරලා බලනවා. liabilities විතරක් check කරලා බලනවා. Likewise we can do audit for these other component. ඒ කියන්නේ group auditor risk assessment එකේදී බලනවා right මේ company ලොකු inventory එකක් තියෙනවා. අපි මේ inventory විතරක් චුට්ටක් check කරලා බලමුද? මොකද මෙයා මොන component ද? other component එකක් නේ significant component එකක් විදියට නෙවෙයි ඉන්න එයාට මොනවද specified එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? Or else specified audit procedures relating to identify significant risk components that are non-significant component will be subject to what? Analytical procedures at the group level. අන්න ඒ වගේ වෙලාවක මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන්ද ඔයාලට? analytical procedure එකක් කරලා තිබොත් ඇති. නිකන් ratio analysis එකක් කරලා inquire කරලා management එකෙන් අහනවා ඇයි මේක වැඩි වුනේ? right okay. ඇයි මේක අඩු වුනේ? right okay කියලා අන්න එහෙම conclusion එකකට එනවා නම් we call it what? analytical procedures. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒ වගේ වලට analytical procedure එකක් කරොත් එහෙම that will be done, right? Okay, so remember the importance of the significant account because that is a very important part that you want to consider in your syllabus, right? Okay, the next we look at understanding the component auditor, right? We discussed about this as well, but remember SLA US 600 requires the group engagement team, right? To whom? The group engagement team to obtain understanding of the component auditor, right? Group engagement team එක මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ? මගේ කවුද මගේ component auditor කියලා එයාගෙන් understanding එකක් ගන්න ඕනේ. This involves the assessment of the following. Look at this. What they want to normally get. First one, whether the component auditor is an independent. Whether he is an independent auditor. දැන් අපි කතා කරානේ අපේ classes වල මුලදිම නේද? auditor කෙනෙක් independent වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඒතකොට බලනවා මගේ component auditor කරන කෙනාටත් මේ වගේ independent. දැන් උදාහරණයක් විදිහට මේ හිතන්නකෝ. මම මගේ component auditor ඉන්නවා. component auditorට 25% shares තියෙනවා ඒ company එකේ. ඒතකොට එයා auditor independent නෑ. අන්න ඒ වගේ independent auditor තමයි මොනවා එයා independent නැද්ද කියන එක check කරලා බලන්න ඕනේ group auditor. ළමයි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් practically දැන් මේ වගේ group audit එකක් වෙනකොට group audit එකේ responsibility ගන්න group auditor ඉන්නවනේ. එයා කරන්නේ මේ information subsidiary නැත්නම් component auditor ට යවනවා. questionnaire form එකකින් questions forms ගොඩාක් යවනවා. මේක fill කරලා එවන්න කියලා. ඔයාට මේ company එකේ shares තියෙනවද? ඔයාගේ related කවුරු හරි මේ company එකේ වැඩ කරනවද? අන්න ඒ වගේ ලොකු questionnaire එකක් යවලා ඒකේ ගන්න information base කරලා තමයි මොනව කරන්නේද? group auditor මේ විදිහට audit එක කරන්නේ. ඒක තමයි මේ understanding එක ගන්නවා කියන practical වෙනකොට අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඒවට කියනවා referral documents යවනවා කියලා. referral documents යවනවා කියලා. මම නම් X කියන group එකේ auditor මම මොකද කරන්නේ? Y කියන මගේ component auditor ට යවනවා. right Y ගේ ඔය කියන අර B කියන company audit එක Y ඔයා නේද B එකේ audit එක කරන්නේ. මට මෙන්න මේ document එක fill කරලා එවන්නකෝ. ඒ fill කරලා එවන එකේ මම මෙන්න මේ relating questions දාලා යවනවා. ඒකෙන් තමයි මම decide කරන්නේ as the group auditor whether they have done the proper audit, right? So as the group auditor what are the things that I should concern? මේක තමයි මෙතනින් කියන්නේ. Whether the component auditor is independent and understand and will comply with the ethical requirements and relevant to the group audit. Ethical requirement නේද අර ශ්‍රී ලංකා එකෙන් දීලා තියෙන ethical requirement එකට යා responsible වෙලා තියෙනවා. The ethical requirements වලට with the objectivity, confidentiality අන්න ඒ වගේ ethical requirement එක යා comply කරලා තියෙනවාද when he is doing this audit, right? Second one, the component auditor's professional competency. අඩුම තරමේ මේ subsidiary එකේ නැත්නම් component එකේ audit එක කරලා තියෙන කෙනා තියෙන professional qualification මොනවාද? Whether he is a chartered member or whether he has qualified the AAT or whether he has done any others the exams like any other exams, right? They can reputed exams කරලා තියනවාද? That the auditor need to be checked whether they have the sufficient competencies. Third one, whether the group engagement team will be involved in the work of the component auditor. As the group auditor, am I going to rely on the component auditor? Component auditor නිකන් සාමාන්‍ය group auditor component auditor අපි හිතමුකෝ component එකේ audit එකක් කරලා තියෙන වෙන auditor කෙනෙක්. එයාගේ audit report එක විතරක් කිව්වා කියලා දෙන්න ඔයාගේ audit report එක ගිහලා අපි audit කරන්නේ නේද? අපි බලනවා එයා කරලා තියෙන work කොච්චර rely වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඇයි ඒ? අපි මුලදිම කතා කරා මේ ටියුට් එක පටන් ගන්න මුලදිම කාටද අන්තිම responsibility එක ඉන්නේ? the group auditor. ඉතින් the group auditor opinion එක දෙන්න කලින් එයා මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ? අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම check කරලා බලන්න ඕනේ. එයාට මේ audit එක කරන්න පුළුවන් sufficient appropriate audit evidence එයා gather කරගත්තද කියලා audit opinion එක දෙන්නකොට. Right? Whether the component auditor operates a regulatory environment that exclusively oversee the auditors, whether they are comply with all the regulatory requirements, right? Those kind of things what normally the auditor can do, they can use whatever their questionnaires sent to those auditor. That auditor will answer for the questionnaire, send it to back, so you can read and come to a particular conclusion, right? That's how normally we do get an understanding from the component auditor. Next one is the materiality. We have discussed about the materiality before, right? Here what you want to consider under the group materiality. Remember, the group auditor is responsible for setting a materiality for the group financial statement as a whole. So what he should do, he should prepare a group materiality level for the entire group. He should prepare a materiality level. Also, he should also be set material level for the components. Component material level separately he should suggest or decide, and the material level for the group also he should decide, right? Okay, so next one is easy topics. Involvement in the work of the component auditor. So how you involve, how you get involved the component auditor to get the appropriate or the get sufficient appropriate audit evidence to your audit works, how you use their work, how you get their help to your audit, right? That's what it says. How the auditor can do that? You can see meeting with the component management or the component auditor. You can just meet them, talk with them. The component auditor, you can talk to the component auditor, right? Okay. Reviewing component auditors overall audit strategy and the audit plan. You can ask, just send them to share us with what is your audit plan, how you did this and all. You can review what they have done, and based on that you can come to conclusion. Okay, so look at this, that audit firm has done superb work. We can rely on that work, right? And perform risk assessment procedures, including identify and risk of material misstatement at the component level, right? So you can check what are the risks that they have. Example, whether they have a poor internal control system, whether they have assume that if the company does not have a separate internal audit function, you may have to concern, okay, why they don't have internal audit function separately, right? Likewise, you want to check their risk assessment procedures. If they have very poor risk assessment, or if, due to that if there is any high possibility to having a risk of material misstatement, then you want to evaluate about those things as well, right? Remember, where the component is a significant component, right, where the subsidiary company or the component is a significant component, the nature, time and extent of the group auditor's involvement is affected by their understanding of the component auditor, but at a minimum should include the following procedures, right? If it is a significant component, at least you should do these things with the component auditor, right? What you should do, right? Here you can see what you should do. The first thing what should you do is discuss with the component auditor or component management, right, of the components business activities that are significant to the group. Discuss with them what is your business activity, how it brings a risk to the entire entity group, to the entire group, right? And discuss with the component auditor the susceptibility of the component of the material misstatement. මේ subsidiary එකට ඔයා මොනවද හිතන්නේ component auditor විදියට මොනවද මෙයාලගේ susceptible areas material misstatements වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපිත් තව චුට්ටක් හොයලා බලන්න, right? And reviewing the component auditor's documentation of the identified risk. Or component auditor එයාගේ audit එක කරනකොට individual organization එකේ එයා identify කරලා තියෙනවානේ මොනවද මේ company එකට අදාළව තියෙන significant risks තියෙන areas මොනවද. So you can review those working paper and come to a conclusion, right? Okay, look at this example, will help you. P group has recently established a new subsidiary, Q company, right? P කියන group එක අලුතෙන් company එකක් අරගෙන තියෙනවා නේද? New subsidiary called company Q. The group auditors does not consider Q company to be a significant component in accordance with SLAS 600, right? Group auditor මෙයාව significant component එකක් විදියට consider කරන්නේ. ගණන් ගන්නේ, right? The auditor of the Q has not communicated any of the finding of its group to the group auditor X. දැන් group එක audit කරන auditor කවුද? X. Component auditor මොනවද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? කිසිම දෙයක් එවල නැහැ group auditorට මේ audit එක සම්බන්ධයෙන්. The group auditor has performed analytical procedures. හැබැයි group auditor මොකද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? subsidiary company එක අල්ල ගන්නත් බෑ. හැබැයි මේක මොන component එකක්ද? significant component එකකුත් නෙමෙයි. What he has done some analytical procedures in the financial statement of Q and satisfied that there are unlikely to be any material misstatement. They are in unlikely to be any material misstatement they are in that are material to the group. Yeah, හිතනවා right මේක significant component එකකුත් නෙමෙයි. මේක other component එකක් non significant component. So depending on that I do some analytical procedures and I'm sure right okay this financial statement, the component financial statement seems to be okay. What is the effect of the audit report given in the P? Simple, right? The group auditor's opinion is unmodified. The group audit report need not to be modified. Why? The reason is why. With no additional reporting requirement, SLAS 620 specify that where a component is not a significant component, analytical procedures performed at the group level are sufficient. හරිනේ මෙයා කරලා තියෙන එක subsidiary company එකකින් වැඩිපුර ආන්න ගිල්ලත් නෑ. මොකද වැඩක් නෑ නේ යා මොනවද? He is not a significant component. ඉතින් මම analytical procedures ටිකක් කරලා I have come to a conclusion. Right. And assess the information about components, right? That means the group auditor may not be able to access all the information it needs about the components or the component auditors. Example, because of the laws relating to the confidentiality of the data privacy, sometimes I may not be able to get all the information of the components. The effect of the group audit opinion depends on the significance of the component. ඒකත් ඔයාලා දන්නවනේ නේද? දැන් අපිට සමහර non-significant accounts නැත්නම් අපි ගත්තොත් not non-significant accounts, some non-significant components. Right, non-significant components වලට අදාළව සමහර වෙලාවට අපිට information ගන්න බැරි නම් ඒ group audit එකකින් ඉල්ලුවට information දෙන්නේ නැත්නම් the standard has allowed us to do what? The analytical procedures කරලා come to conclusion because it's not a significant component, right? If the component is not a significant, then it may be sufficient to have the complete set of financial statement, the component audited report and the information kept by the group management. Right? That will be enough. If the component is a significant, then it is possible that there will be a inability to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence about the component, in which case the audit opinion need to be qualified or the disclaimed. ඒක තමයි කලින්ම කිව්වේ. ගන්න පුළුවන්ද නැද්ද කියලා බලලා engagement එක accept කරන්න නිකන් තණ්හාවට audit fee එක හම්බ වෙනවා කියලා ගන්න එපා, right? Otherwise, if you are not be able to accept sufficient and appropriate or to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence about your component, if it is a significant component, obviously you have to modify your financial statement. Why we call it a disclaimer of opinion පුතා මේක හේතුවයි. දන්නවද අපි subsidiary company එකක් අරගත්තොත් නැත්නම් component audit එකක් significant වෙලා එයාගේ balance sheet එකේ තියෙන P&L එකේ තියෙන හැම figure එකකටම සම්බන්ධයෙන් sufficient appropriate audit evidence ගන්න බැරි වුණොත් ඒ balance එකතු කරලා දාන group financial statement වල balance උත් වැරදින්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නේද? හරියට නිකන් අපි අර මේම හිතන්නකෝ I have a pure water bucket, right? Pure ලොකු වතුර බාල්දියක් තියෙනවා. Pure water, full clean water. ඒකට මම එක මොනවද අපි කියන්නේ purify කරපු නැති unpurified water. If I put a one drop to that, the entire bucket will get spoiled. එහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. අපි කියන අර කිරි කලයට ගොම බින්දුවක් දැම්ම කියන්නේ වැඩක් නෑ. අච්චර ගොඩක් තියලා එකක් දැම්මොත් everything is going out. That's why if subsidiary company or the component audit has some unaudited figures, which mean if you add those figures with the other parent company and the other components balances, the entire figure will be wrong. It has a pervasive or impact to the whole. So in that case, auditor should not give a clean opinion. That's why we give them a disclaimer of the audit opinion, right? So what you should do is you should ensure that you are gathering sufficient and the appropriate audit evidence, right? So how you can evaluate the work performed by the component auditor? That means how you can rely on your component auditor, whether he has obtained sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, right? For all companies in the group auditor is required to perform a review of the work done by the component auditor. This is normally achieved by reviewing a report or questionnaire completed by the component auditor, which highlights the key issues which have been identified during the course of the audit. That's what I told, right? Normally the group auditor, what he does, he sends a set of questionnaire to them and asking about the important factors, right? Right? The effects of any uncorrected misstatement and any instances where there has been an inability to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence should also be evaluated, right? So what you want to do is you want to evaluate whether you can get sufficient and appropriate audit evidence relating to this particular uncorrected misstatement. If there's any uncorrected misstatement in the sense a subsidiary company has not done, but there are some misstatements, but those have not been incorporated in the financial statement. In that case, to come to conclusion whether it's okay or not, the group auditor should have gathered sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. On the basis of this review, the group auditor then needs to determine whether any additional procedures are necessary, right? Information component auditor information අරගෙන බලනවා, right? මේ information ඇතිද මදිද, right? මදිනම් මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? I need to gather sufficient and more information about that, right? This may include designing and performing further audit procedures. සමහරලාට ඔයාලා හිතනවා නම් group auditor විදිහට නේ මම group audit opinion එක දෙන්න යන්නේ. මේ component auditor එක gather කරලා තියෙන information not sufficient. අන්න එහෙම හිතනවා නම් මම කියනවා, right? You have to determine you have to determine and you have to do some further audit procedures, right? These may design and perform with the component auditor or by the group auditor. සමහරවිට component auditor ට කියනවා අපිට මේක පොඩ්ඩක් check කරලා දෙනවද කියලා දාලා යනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් එයාත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා ඔයත් කරනවා, right? Participating in closing and other key meetings between the component auditors and the component management, right? Component එකේ කියන්නේ subsidiary company එකේ management එකයි subsidiary company එකේ ඉන්න auditors ලා ඔක්කොමත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා අපි බලනවා conclusion එකට එන්න මොනවද ඒගොල්ලොත් එක්ක කරන meetings වලදී අපි decide කරගන්නවා. එකකින් අපිට information gather කරන්න පුළුවන් and reviewing other relevant parts of the component auditors documentation. මේ දෙකම හරියන්නේ නැත්නම් අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? subsidiary company එකේ normal audit එකක් කරනවා වගේ යාගේ documents ටිකක් අරගෙන check කරලා බලනවා. Right? Okay. Then the consolidation. If you can remember, we discussed about this as the consolidation process, right? Consolidation process එක. Consolidation process එක කියන්නේ පුතා මේ දැන් console කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? parent company එකේ financial figures උයි subsidiary එකේ financial figures උයි එකතු කරලා එක financial statement එකක් හදන එක in simple terms. අන්නේ process එකේ මොනවද වෙන්න පුළුවන්? දැන් උදාහරණයක් විදිහට අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම දැන් financial statement ගත්තොත් එහෙම financial දැන් අපි හිතමුකෝ A B C කියන එක අපි example ගත්තා අපි කලින් උදාහරණයක් parent company එක තිබ්බා A හිටියා B හිටියා. ඉතින් අපි කරන්නේ parent company එකේ අපි හිතමුකෝ total property plant and equipment balance එක 100 million. A කියන එක්කෙනාගේ property plant and equipment එකේ total balance එක 50 million. C කියන එක්කෙනාගේ property plant and equipment එක 10 million. හරහට එකතු කරොත් කීයද balance එක වෙන්න ඕනේ? 116 simple terms. බැරි වෙලාවත් ඕක දානකොට ඔය audit process එක අපි හිතමුකෝ Excel එක කවුරු හරි ඉන්න assistant manager accounts තමයි Excel එක console එක හදන්නේ. අන්න එහෙම එකක් වුණොත් risk එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. වරදින්න පුළුවන්. component එක typo errors එන්න පුළුවන්. මේ එහෙම errors එන්න පුළුවන්. consolidation adjustments දානකොට plus minus පැටලෙන්න පුළුවන්. But still the financial statement figures getting tally, but still there'll be errors. අන්න ඒ වගේ you want to look at the consolidation process. මේ consolidation process එක කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා consider කරන්න ඕනේ. Right? The consolidation problems and the procedures. Group audit එක කරද්දී, that is very important part. Remember, very important. Consolidation process. Consolidation procedures, including checking consolidation adjustments, right, have been correctly made. Checking treatment for additions and the disposal have been accounted for the correctly and the arithmetical checks. This is a very important thing that the group auditor has to be performed. He should know whether they have done the group accounts preparation correctly, properly. That is a responsibility of the group auditor, right? So what are the audit procedures that he can do, right? SLA US 600 requires the auditor to identify and assess the risk of material misstatement through obtaining an understanding of the entity and its environment, which we have already discussed under 350 in the case of individuals. Yes. Part of the process involves obtaining understanding about the consolidation process. That's what I told. The consolidation process are getting an then අපි ඉස්සලා කතා කරේ component audit මොනවද වෙන්න ඕනේ, යාට තියෙන ඕනේ competency මොනවද, යා ඇති වෙන්න මොනවද audit evidence එකතු කරලාද, ඒ මොනවා ගැනද, ඒ subsidiary company එකේ නැත්නම් component audit එකේ figures ගැන audit evidence එකතු කරාද කියන එක තමයි අපි එතනදී check කරලා බලන්නේ. හැබැයි මෙතනදී මොනවද අපි check කරන්නේ? ඒව ඔක්කොම එකතු කරලා consolidated accounts හදන process එක හරියට වෙලා තියෙනවද කියලා. දැන් simply මේවත් හිතන්න. සමහර companies consolidation හදන්න වෙනම තියෙනවා group reporting packages. ඕන වෙලාවක consolidated accounts උත් හැදෙනවා. accounts එකේ system එකේ. A, B, C, D කියන components හතරම එකතු වෙලා group එකට account එකක් හැදිලා intercompany balances අයින් වෙලා prepare වෙනවා. අන්න ඒ වගේ company එකකුයි Excel එකක හදන එකයි අන්න මේ දෙකේ තියෙනවනේ වෙනසක්. we call the consolidation process. කොහොමද මේ consolidation එක හදන්නේ කියන එක check කරලා බලන්න. Right? Okay. You want to look at the obtaining an understanding of the consolidation process, including instruction issued by the group management to the components. Group management එක දැන් කවුද දැන් company එකක් ගත්තොත් දැන් ඉස්සලා අපේ ගත්ත example එකේම අපේ group structure එක තියෙනවා. අපේ group structure එකේ කවුද consolidation accounts හදන්නේ? auditors ලා නෙමෙයි consolidation accounts හදන්නේ. auditors ලා මොනවද කරන්නේ? group audit එක. කවුද හදන්න ඕනේ? management එක. අන්න එහෙනම් මොකටද කරන්න ඕනේ? දැන් company parent company හිටියා. entity A එක තිබ්බ, entity B එක තිබ්බ. ඒතර company A එක parent company එක company A එකයි company B එකයිත් එක්ක තිබ්බ transaction මොනවද කියන information parent company එකේ වැඩ කරන group accountant ගෙන්න ගන්න ඕනේ. console එක හරියටම හදන්න. අන්නේ process එක බලන්න. කවුද හදන්නේ මේකේ? නිකම් මේ accounts executive කෙනෙක්ද හදන්නේ නැත්නම් chartered accountant කෙනෙක් තමයි මේ console එක හදන්නේ නේ. අන්න ඒ වගේ process එක චුට්ටක් check කරලා බලන්න. ඒක තමයි මේ consolidation process. Including instruction issued by the group management. ඒ කියන්නේ group accountant ඉන්නෝනේ. group accountant මොකද කරන්නේ? එයාගේ හැම component එකටම යවනවා. මට මේ දවසේ balance sheet එක එවන්න, මේ දවසේ P&L එක එවන්න. ඔයාගේ company එකයි මගේ company එකයි අතර තියෙන transactions වල balances මොනවද තියෙන්නේ මට එවන්න. මේ අවුරුද්ද ඇතුළත ඔයා මට විකුණපුවා මං ඔයාට විකුණපුවාගේ මේ amount එක කීයද? අන්න ඒ වගේ information එයා gather කරගන්නවා. Right? You want to look at those things as well. To achieve uniformity and comparability of the financial information, the group management will normally issue instruction to the components. Right? ඒක තමයි මම කිව්වේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ group accountant මොකද කරන්නේ? group accountant මොනවද කරන්නේ? ඒ group accountant එයාගේ component එකේ ඉන්න එයාගේ management එකත් එක්ක. I'm not talking about the auditor's point of view. I'm talking about the accountant's perspective. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ group accountant මොකද කරන්නේ? එයාගේ subsidiary companies වල ඉන්න accountants වලට යවනවා. Right? මෙන්න අපි අපේ depreciation අපි හදන්නේ මේ විදිහට. මට හදලා ඉවන්න. ඔයාලා කොහොමද ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් depreciation හදනකොට සමහරවිට parent company එක අපි හිතමුකෝ motor vehicle 20% depreciate කරන්න පුළුවන්. subsidiary company 25% depreciate කරන්න පුළුවන්. අන්න ඒ වගේ වුණොත් එහෙම අන්න ඒ adjustments කොයි විදිහටද group accounts වල commonly පෙන්නන accounting policies, right? So they are sharing normally the accounting policies to be applied. Statutory and other disclosure requirements. Especially this is very important, right? The disclosures. මොනවද අපේ තියෙනවනේ disclosures. මොකද දන්නවද දැන් අපි හිතමුකෝ parent company P has sold goods to the company A. company A එකට විකුණලා තිබිලා company A එකකින් P ට හම්බෙන්න තියෙන 100,000. එතකොට company ඒ කියන්නේ parent ගේ company එකේ 100,000 receivable එකක් පෙන්නනවා, subsidiary company එකේ 100,000 payable එකක් පෙන්නනවා. එතකොට console කරනකොට අපේ balance sheet එකේ බොරු asset එකක් තියෙනවා අපි අපිටම ගෙවා ගත්තා. එහෙම නෙ තියෙන්නේ නේද? parent ගේ asset side එක බැලුවොත් ඒකේ receivable එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක දෙන්නේ කවුද? subsidiary. අන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල් අපි eliminate කරන්න ඕන. අන්න ඒව කරන්ද I should get some disclosures. Especially segment reports, right? Segment report information I need to take, right? And related party relationships and the reporting of the segments, right? Related party relationships. ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ organisation එකේ තියෙන related party transactions මොනවද? අපි ඔයාලට කොච්චරක් විකුණලා තියෙනවද? ඔයාලගේ අපිට කොච්චරක් දෙන්න තියෙනවද? Right? Those kind of things need to be taken. Next one. Intra-group the transaction and summarize unrealized profits, right? So you can learn about this thing a little in detail when you're doing the consolidation part. Intra-group transaction, as I told, right? We want to get those information, and inter-group accounting balances we need to get, and reporting timetables. නේද? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කවදා වෙනකොටද මට මේ information ටික එවන්න ඕනේ, consolidation එක හදලා ඉවර කරන්න ඕනේ මේ දවසට, right? Those kind of things you should get from your component management. Especially these information is transfer between management and component management and the group management. ඔයා බලන්න ඒගොල්ලෝ කොහොමද මේ process එක කරන්නේ, කොයි විදියටද මෙයාලගේ තියෙන internal control මේ group accounts හදාගන්න, right? The group auditor is also responsible for audit of the consolidation process, right? The auditor's role comes, he has the responsibility to do the group audit he should responsible for the audit of the consolidation process, because group auditor is responsible for to check the consolidation process as well, right? After receiving and reviewing all the subsidiaries or the associates financial statement, the group auditor will be in a position to audit the consolidated financial statement. An important part of the work on the consolidation will be checking the consolidation adjustment. So this is very important part auditor has to do, which is he should check the consolidation adjustments, right? I have one example down here. Look at this. Look at this. See, this is a parent. This is a company, right? This is I just have taken the balance sheet. Only the balance sheet of HS, right? H is what the parent company. S is the subsidiary company, right? In that case, see, first what you do is you take this H and S together, and this 42, you can see 42,500 figure, right? You can see, right? 42,500, and subsidiary has property, plant and equipment of 23,500. You first you add together 66,000. Likewise, all the assets and the liabilities you add across. You are doing some adjustments to that, right? These adjustment, and you are taking the consolidated figures. These are the figures you record in the consolidated financial statement. Ultimately, you want to show under the consolidated financial statement, these are the figures. So auditor's responsibility to check these adjustments, right? These adjustments, that's what it discussed under the point we discussed about, right? See, it says the consolidation adjustments need to be checked. Especially these consolidation adjustments are put into two categories. One we call permanent consolidation adjustment. Permanent consolidation adjustment in simply means there will be one permanent entry pass over the period. දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ consolidation හදනවා කියලා කියන්නේ අපි වෙනම consolidation එකකට ledger එකක් තියාගෙන ඉන්නේනේ නේද? Consolidation කියන්නේ නිකන් book adjustment එකක් විතරයි. ඔක්කොම accounts ටික එකතු කරලා එකක් හදනවා. ඒකට අපි එක entry එකක් දානවා, entries ගොඩක් දානවා. දාන එක entry එකක් තියෙනවා permanent entry එකක් කියලා. You can learn about this in detail, but I am not going to tell you about that in here. So in the permanent entry, what happened, that permanent entry normally records each year. එකම entry එකක් තියෙනවා, ඒ entry එක හැම අවුරුද්දම වැටෙනවා. අන්න ඒක ගැන චුට්ටක් check කරලා බලන්නලු. Other than that, the second part says consolidation adjustment for the current year. What are the consolidation adjustments that they post in the current year? මේ අවුරුද්දට දාන consolidation adjustments මොනවද කියලා බලන්නලු. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්ව අර example එකක් විදියට මේ අවුරුද්ද අන්තිම වෙනකොට company A එක company B එකට විකුණලා තිබ්බොත් 100,000 worth of assets, company A එකේ 100,000 receivable, company B එකේ 100,000 payable. So you should know at the end of the day when you prepare in the consolidated financial statement, those balance has to be zero. There can't be any receivable or a payable balance within a group. Why? Because you prepare consolidated financial statement for a particular entity. Group එකටම එකක් හදන්න. ඒතර group එකටම එකක් හදද්දී අපි balance sheet එකේම අපිටම දෙන asset එකයි අපිටම දෙන liability එකයි කියනවා. Technically it can't. So you have to eliminate that. So the auditor's responsibility is to check that kind of adjustment when they doing the audit, right? So that is what these two bullet points says. The audit steps, right? What you can do is normally put into steps here, right? It's simply, but there are some complicated one also, right? If you don't have a good knowledge about the consolidation, you may not be able to understand what are those steps in thoroughly. But simply, I will just read, right? What are the steps that you can do when you do the audit, right? Compare the audited financial statement of each subsidiary associated with the consolidated schedules to ensure figures have been transported correctly and that all components have been included. නේ ඔයාලට බලන්නලු එක එකනගේ balance sheet එක අරගෙන බලන්නලු හරියට මේ figures දාලා තියෙනවද කියලා. හරියට මේ විදිහට හදලා arithmetically හරියට calculate කරලා තියෙනවද කියලා check කරලා බලන්නලු. Then review the adjustment made on the consolidation to ensure that appropriate and comparable with the previous year. මේ දාලා තියෙන adjustments හරියද කියලා check කරලා බලන්නලු. So you can read these things. Sometimes these points may not be understand for the time being, but if a person who is aware about the consolidation part, you can just read these points, right? I just run through these steps. For a business combination, determine whether the combination has appropriately treated as an acquisition, which comes under the SLFRS 3. The appropriateness of the date of used for the date of combination, that means whether the date of the acquisition is correct. So everything you can learn under the consolidation. And for disposal, if there is any disposal of a subsidiary, what you want to check, that comes under the steps 4. And consider whether previous treatment of existing subsidiaries or associate is still correct, right? Especially for the permanent entry, as I explained you. And verify the arithmetical accuracy of the consolidation working. You can add across by using the calculator whether it is correct or wrong. Review the consolidated financial statement for the compliance with the legislation, right? That means you can see required disclosures has been made in the financial statement, right? And review the consolidated financial statement to confirm whether they have give a true and fair view in the circumstances. So those are the things that you can check in relation to the consolidation. And we can move to the question, right? This question is also a bit of a specific question. We'll try to read the question, and also the answer is also given. This thing I extracted directly from the study text. So the same question and answer is here. We'll just read it, then you can get some sort of an idea, because this part is included in the new syllabus, so you can get an idea about how they're going to test any question relating to the group audits, right? Okay, we'll just read the question. Question number 1. Your firm is the auditor of B Limited, a limited liability company which has number of subsidiaries, some of which are audited by other firms of the professional accountants. You have been asked to consider the work which should be carried out to ensure the intercompany transaction and balances are correctly treated in the group accounts, right? There may be intercompany, as I told, right? Receivable, payable balances required. Describe the audit work you would perform to check the intergroup balances agree. State why intergroup balances should agree and the consequence of that not agree. So general question, right? ඒ වගේ intercompany balance. If you have done the consolidation well, you have the answer for this question. The part B asks, describe the audit work you should perform to verify the intergroup profit in inventory has been correctly accounted for in the group accounts, right? So this is you should know about the inventory part as well. We have to discuss about the how you can gather the information, audit evidence in relation to the inventory little later. But here you can see this is the answer for the part A, right? We'll see the part A asks, describe the audit work you would perform to check the intergroup balances, right? Intragroup balances should agree because in the preparation of consolidated financial statement it is necessary to cancel them out. මං කිව්වේ අර ඉස්සෙල්ලා 100,000 receivable එකක් තියෙනවා නම් 100,000 payable එකක් තියෙනවා නම් you need to cancel it off, zero කරන්න ඕනේ ඒක, right? That's what this part is also saying. If they do not cancel out, then the group accounts will be displaying an item which has no value outside the group, and profit may be correspondingly under or the overstated. The audit work required to check that intergroup balances agree would be as follows. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඒ වගේ සමහර වෙක් ගත්තොත් එහෙම මේ ඉන්ටර්ගෲප් එක ටැලි වෙලා ගියේ නැත්නම් අපි පෙන්නනවා අපිම අපිට ගෙවන්න තියෙන ඇසෙට් එකක්. අපිම අපිට ගෙවන්න තියෙන liability එකක් බොරුවට අපේ balance sheet එකේ unnecessary assets and the liabilities තියාගන්න. අන්න එහෙම වුණොත් අන්න ඒ හින්දා තමයි අපි කියන්නේ එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න තමයි intergroup check කරන්න ඕනේ. Right? So how you can check? Obtain and review a copy of the holding company's instruction to the group members relating to the procedures for reconciling the agreement of year-end intergroup balances. Particular attention should be paid to the treatment of in-transit items. Ensure that there is a proper cut-off. මතකද මම ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඔයාලට කිව්වා group accountant ගේ වැඩේ තමයි questionnaire එකක් යවන්න එක subsidiary නැත්නම් component auditors ලාගෙන් ඊට පස්සේ යාළගෙන් අහනවා ඔයාලට මොනවද අපිට දෙන්න තියෙන balance අපි මොනවද ඔයාලට වෙච්ච transaction අන්න ඔයා බලන්නලු ඒ වගේ ඔයාගේ group accountant නැත්නම් company ගේ management එක මේ intercompany balances identify කරන්න මොනවද කරලා තියෙන procedures. That's what the first point says. Obtain schedule of intergroup balances from all group companies and check with details they are in to the summary prepared by the parent company. The details on the schedules have also been independently confirmed in writing by the other auditors involved. ඊට පස්සේ බලන්න schedule එකක් ඉල්ල ගන්න. parent company subsidiary ට ගෙවන්න ඕනේ balances ටික parent ගෙන් ඉල්ල ගන්නවා. subsidiary ගෙනුත් ඉල්ලගෙන check කරලා බලන්න මේවා එකිනෙකට agree වෙනවද කියලා. Right? Nil balances should be confirmed by both group companies concerned their respective auditors. If there's any zero balance, that also you need to confirm. The details in the schedule 3 above should also be agreed to the details in the financial statement of the individual group companies which are submitted to the parent company for the consolidation purpose. So you want to technically check whether the balances are in agreement. මේවා ගැන චුට්ටක් තව හොඳට තේරෙයි consolidation part එක ඉවර කරාට පස්සේ මොනවද මේ intergroup balances කියන එක. Right? Part 2. Describe the work you would perform to verify the intergroup profit in inventory has been correctly accounted for the group. Right? That means parent company එකක් මොකද කරන්නේ parent company එකම අපි හිතමුකෝ දැන් parent company එක බඩු වගයක් විකුණනවා කියලා subsidiary ට parent subsidiary ට බඩු වගයක් විකුණුවොත් he also keep a profit and sale. පොඩි profit එකක් තියාගෙනනේ. ඇත්තට group point of view ගත්තොත් අපි අපිටම profit එකක් තියලා අපේ profit එක නිකන් ලොකු අපි ඒක නිකන් emphasize කරලා පෙන්නනවා අපිට ගොඩක් profit තියෙනවා කියලා. ඇත්තටම මේක intercompany transaction එකක් නේද? අපි අපිටම විකුණලා බොරුවට profit කරලා. අන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල් වලදී අපි ඒ වගේ unrealized profit කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒවා අයින් කරනවා. Right? So that's what it here talks about this unrealized profit part, right? Where one company in the group supplies goods to another company at a cost plus a percentage and such goods remain in the inventory at the year end, the entity's group inventory will certain element of the unrealized profit. නේද? මම ඒ වගේ profit එකක් තියලා අනිත් පැත්තට විකුණනවා නම් ඒ විකුණපු නැති stock එක ඇතුලේ profit එක තියෙනවා. In the preparation of the group accounts, best accounting practice requires the provision should be made for its unrealized profit. So what you should do is you should eliminate, or you have to make a provision for this unrealized profit. Eliminate. In order to verify that the intergroup profit of inventory has been correctly accounted for in the group of accounts, the auditor can work the following areas. Right? Confirm a group procedure for identify of such inventory and their notification to the parent company who will be responsible for making the required provisions. You can see what the parent or what is the management does to identify this kind of unrealized profit. Obtain and review schedule of intergroup inventory from group companies and confirm that the same categories of inventory have been included in the previous year. So you want to get a confirmation from each party. Select a sample of invoices of the goods purchased from group companies and check to see that where necessary, these have been included in the year-end intergroup inventory. Obtain confirmation from other auditors that they have satisfactory exempted similar exercise, completed the similar exercise. So technically to check whether the intercompany balance has been correctly done. Check the calculation of the provision of unrealized profit and confirm that they has been arrived on the consistent basis with that used in the earlier years after making due allowance for any known changes in the profit margin operated by various group companies, which means check whether the arithmetically they have done it properly in adopting or in line with the previous year policies, right? And check the schedule of intergroup inventory against various inventory sheets and consider whether the level of intragroup inventory appears to be reasonable in comparison with provision the previous years. Ensure that satisfactory complaints are obtained for any material differences, right? That means if there's any differences you want to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. I feel, I believe sometimes you may not understand what I am explaining under these points here, because still some of you, right, those who have completed or those who have done the consolidation know what it is, but the others you want to wait until you get the knowledge about the consolidation. So here in this tutorial it includes a bit of areas that the group auditor have to be concerned. So revisit the video and you can note down in your tutorial which will be shared with you. There you can highlight, underline, and you can write the examples and keep it update. Rewatching, you can get a good idea about this the group auditing, right? So hope that you understand about the group audit comes under audit planning, right? Okay, thank you very much.